it just wants to rev and go, and even you can see the tach doesn't even go to the Hello and welcome to Stratified, a chilly morning here on our Stratified dyno, and I'm sitting in front of a very special project. Now, it's a very special project because, well, just look at it. Look at it, it's beautiful. But even more special than that, it has been fully built and put together by our very own person who is standing behind this camera and having me be the face of his build. It's taken him a while to have this car together, and it's now on our dyno where he's actually going to be tuning it. And I wanted to show you guys the car and just show you some of the highlights of this 1999 right-hand drive Toyota MRS with a lot of spice. So first of all, the outside. Does this look like an MR2 or an MRS? Hardly. It looks more like a little GT3 car. So it's got a wide body kit on it, and it is the Monocraft GT300 wide body kit. It retains of course the front headlights, but everything that you see here, you know, the hood, the wide body, he actually did a really cool job at building some vents here that are out of carbon fiber. And of course, beautiful British green paint job to finish it all off. Now, this body kit makes what looks like a very kind of pedestrian car a lot more exciting looking. You'll also notice that on the outside he's got a carbon fiber hardtop, and inside the car it's got an 8-point roll cage. So this is going to offer safety on the track, which this car will see, but it's also going to offer a lot of body rigidity. It is beautiful white. It looks like Honda Championship white, and if Honda Championship white is a fitting color, it's because it is now powered by a Honda engine. K20 A2 engine out of a 2003 RSX. This car had a 1ZZ engine in its former life. It was both a lot more anemic, but also it drank oil by the bucket full. So it was time to do something about it, and this was the answer. It has an LSD transmission for shortened final drive, a 5.1 final drive, and a spoon 1.5-way LSD. So it is very short in terms of gearing, very engaging, and we're about to find out how much power we can get out of this K20 here, but certainly a lot more than what the car did previously. And we actually had this car on our dyno, so we'll show you guys how much power it made previously as well. Now, some of the other details, there's so many details to take in. First of all, in the engine bay, the engine is controlled by a Haltech R3 ECU, so it's fully integrated. So you've got your oil pressure and temperature sensors, you got your modern fuel pressure sensor. Of course, everything looks very, very clean in here. You've got a carbon fiber airbox that, again, this is a one-off bespoke piece. You've got headers going into a titanium muffler. I love how it goes underneath the subframe of this car in here, and then you've got just a titanium muffler sticking up, and then coming back down to an outlet right there. It's just so GT3, so GT3-like. You can see that there's a mesh here at the very end of the body kit, so a lot of the heat that's being extracted through the vents in the deck lid here are going to come out. Very useful for track use. A very, very fitting license plate, MR, not an MRS, but now an MRK, and with a rain light to finish it all off. So Inside the car, we're going to be spending some time here as we tune, of course, inside the car. You've got, well, you still have the instrument cluster, the OEM cluster that still works. You have the Haltech ECU that is tucked away, but it's fully integrated. You've got a display on there that will show you a little bit more of how that works. It's all CAN bus. So a lot of this car is modernized in all the right ways. And it's keeping the old school, the 2,200 pound weight, mid-engine, you know, all of that goodness, it's all in one place here. So super excited to have this car dialed in and to see what power it makes, but also just to dial in also the drivability of the car to make sure that it's good both on the street and on the track, because this is the car that can do it all. If you don't need more than the 2 seats, this is going to give you engagement, this is going to give you excitement, this is going to give you performance, sound, all of that. And on top of that, it has the looks that will absolutely turn heads anywhere you go. So, without further ado, I'm gonna jump in, I'm gonna do some tuning, and we're gonna hear this, this little GT3 racer roar.
One eternity later.
I cannot claim that I spent the time to tune this car. This was Kay, who's behind the camera, who did the work here, and he's really dialed this in. So Haltech, different situation than what we have when tuning stock ECU. You have access to all the tables. You know exactly what they do, like any standalone tuning, which is beautiful. And then it's just a matter of you have to spend more time to dial in the drivability, and the drivability in the car is just spot on. It's such a lightweight on the flywheel. It's very responsive. It just wants to rev out, and oh yeah, just a beauty. And the way it just wants to rev and go, and even you can see the tach doesn't even go to the doesn't even go to the red line of this car. So there's K power for you, and this was all done via Haltech. So of course, if you guys have a setup like this, we'll be happy to have you on our dyno and to dial it in. And to convince you even more that we are the people who should be dialing in your K-swaps, anything, or your Hondas, let's have a look at the results here. This is the K-swap with the headers, the custom intake, and the exhaust versus the 1ZZ. I mean, is there even a reason to compare? Yes, absolutely there is, because you want to know that the hard work in putting this motor into this car is worth it. And absolutely it is. Look at that, 200, just over 200 wheel peak on a nice cool day such as today versus the 135 peak, the 1ZZ. And as soon as you get past 4,500 RPM, this motor just pulls and pulls and pulls with peak horsepower just north of 7,500 RPM. Just a beautiful curve here once VTEC takes over. Now, we started with a base map that Haltech provides for this motor, and we worked at it, or Kay worked at it, to get it into its optimal form. And this is the comparison of the base map versus the optimal form. Power was gained everywhere. We've got 10 foot-pounds here, and we've got just over 5 wheel horsepower up here. But you can see that this power is gained across the board. And that's really important to realize, because no matter where you are in the RPM range, you step on the throttle and you're going to enjoy that additional power that the tuned car has. So even on a complex swap like this, tuning. You gotta get your cars on the dyno with someone who knows what they're doing so that they can really dial these in and just extract the most performance that the car can make. So what an awesome build. It's really very cool, very cozy in here, responsive, just a ton of fun. And now that we've done all the work here and on the dyno, the car's dialed in, we're gonna just step underneath it and look at a few of the details that we can see when the car is on the lift. So let's do that, and then K can continue enjoying his K-swapped GT3 inspired MRS. Underneath this special MRS MRK. So it's obviously got a wide body kit, which you've seen from the top. Now on the wheel side, to fit this wide body kit, they are offset outwards and they fit correctly. But that means that, for example, these ducts here that are supposed to point towards the brakes, you know, and these that are supposed to be in front of the wheels are, of course, a little bit offset. Not a big deal at all. We've got some chassis stiffening here from Cusco to make this car stiffer than it already was, and that's always a good thing. For suspension, he has roll center correction kits, he has urethane bushings, these are OEM control arms, and he has Tein coilovers that are dialed in terms of alignment. Now this car will see both street duty as well as track work, so it's important to have that kind of dual purpose in mind, and K has done that when he's built this car. You can see that he has right now a set of all-season tires. It allows him to enjoy the car, have it move around a little bit on the road, and just enjoy that lightweight chassis, and these can easily be swapped out. I know he's got some wheels on the way that he can go with much more aggressive tires for track work. Another interesting feature of this car, while we're in the front, is that it's so efficient at cooling that actually has to block off his radiator to maintain operating temperature. Otherwise, it's just way too efficient, and that bodes really well for when he's going to take it on track, because he's not going to have cooling issues that a lot of street cars will experience on track. And I know he's got some plans to close this area in as well. And moving towards the back of the car, where of course the entire powertrain is, it is a transverse mid-engine car. Mid-engine because the engine sits in front of the rear axle. And here is where all the Honda goodness is mated to the Toyota chassis. So he's got a baffled larger Moroso oil pan. He's got the Honda transmission with the LSD. He had to work some motor mounts. So these are the piece that attaches to the transmission here is Honda, and then the bracket here is Toyota, and of course urethane mounts all around. He did need some custom bracketing to get all of this to work. The axles, these are all the half shaft, and the axles are actually Honda or K series all the way up to the hub part. And these you can actually buy as a kit for this type of upgrade, so that's really nice. And he's got some Megan Racing control arms here that are fully adjustable, again allowing him to really dial in his suspension. He has a Cusco sway bar as well in the rear, and if we come around here to the back to just admire the way that this K-series motor sits inside this chassis. So he's got a wrapped header, he's got an exhaust here with a titanium muffler, catalytic converter, and he's got a little tiny catalytic converter here to help with some of the noise. So these little details make this build that much more interesting. One other thing that you'll notice here is that there's so much room for activities. So should K ever want more power out of this car, or if you're doing a build like this yourself and you want more power, then that's some perfect spacing for a little force induction. And then you can mount an intercooler above that and then just have the louvered engine lid extract some of that air. So lots of opportunities to kind of build something like this into whatever you want, really, if you want to go through the trouble. I know that it's taken him a while to really make this a reality for himself, and it's a very special car. And it really shows the dedication that he's put into his project. It also shows the dedication that, you know, Kay does build a lot of tunes here for us at Stratified, and that kind of dedication translates into the tuning that he does for you guys as well. So really wanted to showcase this car and kind of show you guys what it's all about, and hopefully inspire some of your builds. So very neat car. And I think that kind of wraps up what's underneath the car, or at least we're only brushing over the details. Awesome build, Kay. Awesome job. Clean car, clean chassis, and just a great way to showcase both enthusiasm and talent.